Hi, did you miss the January 2026 cohort of the Money Click program? Come closer. Relax. Don't worry, you haven't missed your chance. A new cohort is starting in March, and this is a golden opportunity for you to step into a real financial transformation. And if you've been waiting for the right time to take control of your money, this is it. The program begins on March 22nd, 2026. Leave us a comment or send us a DM to secure your spot. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Your financial journey can start now.
All right, welcome everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you joining us from all over the world. Welcome to today's YouTube Live. Welcome and you're welcome. Welcome to you, Mrs. Emily Sarah. Welcome, ma'am. Happy to have you here. Happy to have you all here. If you're joining us, you are tuned in to the Naira Academy YouTube page. And today we're going to be looking at something very key on our money journey, and that's how to control money impulses, right? So today we'll be looking at spending with intention, how to control money impulses. Thank you very much. Welcome to you too, Dr. Mafo. Welcome and welcome. All right, so we're just going to get right into it as we expect more people to join as they come in and they will join us. But we'll get right into what we have for you for the day. So today is about looking at how you can control those money impulses, right? That's the major thing we want to look at today. That's what today is about, right? You know, a lot of people don't overspend because they are reckless. No, that's not the reason, right? People overspend because they are reacting to life. That's why people overspend. People react to life, and that's the reason why they overspend, right? So money often leaves our hands when we're tired of work, when we're emotionally drained, when we're under social pressure, when we're under family pressure, when we're comparing ourselves with other people. So spending with intention means you decide beforehand how money should behave, not in the heat of the moment, right? So spending with intention is a way to control money impulses, but it means that you need to decide beforehand how your money will be spent, not in the heat of the moment. And that's the issue that a lot of us have. You know, I remember this morning, um, I was responding to someone who asked the question, you know, about the person was trying to know how can we balance giving, you know, and at the same time not giving too much and all that. And I was telling the person, you need to have a plan. Everything should be planned. You need to have an intention for your money for giving. There should be an intention, right? That's one thing that all of us should always have in mind. We should have an intention towards giving. So you know, a lot of times there are too many things that can influence how we're going to spend money if we're not careful. Like I say, a lot of times when we spend money, what we're doing is reacting to life because we do not have a plan. When you don't have a plan, you will just be reacting. As situations come up, you react, right? You'll be influenced by weddings that you didn't plan for. You'll be influenced by burial ceremonies, by naming ceremonies. You'll be influenced by ashrebi obligations. You'll be influenced by show face culture. You know, there's this thing in Nigeria, say, let me just show face, right? You just go and show face. You'll be influenced by family expectations. There are people that, if you know the expectation that their family have of them, oh, you pity them. Family expectations are killers. You know, I know someone who is currently even in the Money Click program, has been there since we started. And One of the things that he had to deliver himself from was family expectations. They were drowning him. A young man who just started business, his business was just about 1 year old, and his father called him one day and he told him, when are you going to start building a duplex in the village? See, your mates are already digging foundation for duplexes, and you haven't even dug one, even for a bungalow. What are you waiting for? Those are family expectations. Before he came into the clique, he was always bothered about that. In fact, at some point, he wanted to start making inquiry. Before he now joined, and I asked him, do you want to kill yourself? Do you want to kill your business? If you yield to all the expectations they have of you in your family, be sure that you will be killing your finances. Family expectations can kill. A lot of people travel home for Christmas because of family expectations, not because they want to go. Welcome, Mrs. Nkechi Priscilla. Welcome back. So a lot of people go because just pressure. The pressure is too much. The pressure is too much. The pressure is too much. Right? Pressure here, pressure there, family expecting that, oh, you do this, you do that. You know, the expectations are always high and it's draining people. There are people that their money don't even go to them. A huge part of their money go to meet family expectations. For some people, it's social media pressure. And you know, on social media, there's the kind of life that is portrayed on social media. They call it soft life. That's what is portrayed on social media. They portray soft life. And you see, that soft life is what is pushing a lot of people to do the things they're not supposed to do. People are chasing after soft life and no longer wealth. And that's why a lot of people are missing their way. Right? They're missing their way. So a lot of people don't spend because they plan to. They spend because they don't want to look broke. They don't want to look like they don't have soft life. People spend because they also don't want to look wicked. Those family expectations that are trickling in. Oh, you will just give them, so let it not be as if. Let it not be as if I'm wicked. Let it not be like, oh, I'm a wicked person. Let me just give him more. I give this person money. It's just that I didn't have them. It's just that let it not be as if I'm wicked. That's why people spend money. Right? That's why we spend money most of the times. And that's one thing you must deliver yourself from. You need to understand what spending with intention really means. You need to understand what it means. Spending with intention is not about being stingy or being antisocial. That's not what it's about. You need to understand that, and you need to put yourself in a position where your spending begins to reflect your priorities, where your money supports your future. You need to be in a position where you can say yes without guilt and no without shame. You need to put yourself in a position where you can enjoy life without entering debts. See, if you don't tell your money where to go, it will leave without telling you. I say it again. If you don't tell your money where to go, it will leave without telling you. So you need to beware. You need to beware of all those pressure that can show up in different means to skew you away from creating the world you're supposed to create for yourself. You need to be aware of those pressure that would not help you build towards your future. You need to look at those things that are moving you away from your priorities. A lot of us, our money is not moving towards our priorities. You need to come to a place where you can say yes without guilt and no without shame. There's no shame in saying no. You need to be able to stand your ground. You say it and you stand your ground. I say this and I say this always. If you must create wealth, you must become, to a great extent, selfish for yourself and your immediate family. If you must create wealth. If you want to be a Jesus with your money, right, you will not create wealth. You must be selfish to a great extent for yourself and your immediate family. If not, they will drag you from different places. And by the time you are down, it is the same people that you were trying to help that will still mock you and say, so after all these years working for the government, you couldn't even achieve anything. So after all these years claiming, oh, you were this, you were that, you couldn't achieve anything. The same people you helped will still build the ones. For those that are abroad, they'll tell, after 30 years abroad, you did nothing, couldn't achieve anything. The same people are the people who badmouth you. So you need to focus on yourself. And the reason why most times people can't even say no is because people have emotional issues when it comes to money. And those emotional issues are the issues that we need to liberate ourselves from. We need to liberate ourselves from the pressure in our society. There should be pressure. Right? We didn't plan for it. Somebody comes and the person tells you, your good friend, it's my cousin's wedding. Oh, Abba, everybody is wearing it. Suddenly, 45K will come out from your account. Unbudgeted. Now, when you begin to become more intentional, when things like this come up, you ask yourself, is this aligned with my current financial season? Please buy now. Everybody is wearing. You ask yourself, is this thing aligned with my current financial season? If it's not, look away from it. Right? Another way that we get to keep spending money unintentionally is through food. See, food and convenience spending. After a very stressful day, especially in Lagos traffic, you will tell yourself, let me just order this wonderful food from this wonderful restaurant. And before you know it, the danger is not ordering food sometimes. The danger is that it becomes a habit. And you might think it's not feasible. There are people who have inculcated that habit. When some years ago, I was working in Makudi in Benue State, and I had a colleague who just started like this. So she started buying meals at lunchtime from a particular restaurant. It was one of the best restaurants then in Makudi. I won't mention the name. So before you knew it, it became a habit. Every day, she now bought food from that restaurant. Every single day. It became a daily habit, and it was draining her financially. This same person that bought this food, that buys food from this restaurant every day, this exotic restaurant, before the month ends, she's looking to borrow money from you. At the same time, she was trying to do her master's then. She was looking for money to pay school fees. You were sure that before the month ends, this lady would come ask you. If she doesn't ask you for money, just know that your face is too strong for her to ask you. But she's not, she must have asked everybody in that office to borrow her money. But her lifestyle was there in front of her, and she couldn't see where the problem was coming from. Right? Another issue that leads to unintentional spending is December lifestyle inflation. That one, we'll talk about it every time. She enjoyed the food. She did. The food was, I don't know. Once it becomes a habit, it's no longer about enjoying it or not. It becomes a pattern. So I don't know how she enjoyed it. Lifestyle inflation, especially December lifestyle inflation is the third one, right? In December, we just have a way of spending a lot more than what we ought to spend. A lot more. Yes, trauma is also part of it. In December, we'll have a way of spending a lot more. We've been programmed that way. That when December comes, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. Yes, they call it dirty December. I really don't know what that dirty is. So in December, people spend money they're not supposed to spend. They say it's dirty December. Whatever dirty or clean it is, but the whole thing boils down to spending. People buy new clothes. People travel to the village. People spray money. Do you know, no jokes, people actually come back home to the cities dry in January, nothing. I've seen situations where people will actually even borrow money to come back because they will spend their transport money. Right? Multiple parties throughout this 1 week of December, but they might be doing party every single day. And by the time January comes, it comes with regrets. Every Christmas is known even before January of the previous year. Christmas is in this December. What's the decisions you're going to make, right, in December? You need to start planning them now. Intentional spending for December starts now. It starts now. You start making that decision now, right? You start setting the limits now. You start telling yourself this is what it's going to be. If you're going to travel, you start making plans now. Not in November. You decide that I think I want to travel now. You didn't plan for it financially, and you take on the trip. You are just jeopardizing your financial life, right? You're jeopardizing your financial life. Yeah. I think I like this. The intergenerational worry. Yes, I like that. The intergenerational worry. Some people will tell you, oh, you know how January is. There's a vendor that works for us, and he does print our t-shirts and all that. Every January, if you call him to do a job, he'll tell you, but sir, you know that January is just somehow you need to pay up front first before we can do the job. Nothing they had now. There's nothing. I'm dry. And that is the issue with a lot of people. By January, nothing. They start from ground zero all over again. How are you going to create wealth if you're starting from ground zero every January? Every January. Right? Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Isaac Ekri is saying that 30 December in Accra is madness. I can imagine. What is it about this dirty December? Like we've made December become so a time for reckless spending. It's no longer about enjoyment anymore. It's now become a time for reckless spending, right? Very reckless. Anyway, let's move on. Yes. Hotel accommodations and Airbnb cannot give prices. They say December prices are different. It's because of the demands. The demands are usually high, and that's why it's always different. And if you must subscribe to these services by them, you must plan ahead of time for them. If not, you're going to go way out of what you have budgeted. Number four, unintentional spending that always applies to us are phones and gadgets. Phones and gadgets. And phones and gadgets come as a result of comparison. You're just comparing. Your phone still works, but everybody has upgraded to iPhone 17. You want to carry iPhone 17. You want them to see you have. Sometimes nobody even wants to see the phone. Have you seen people carrying phones that they just hold it like they just hold it like this? They probably shouldn't even. The phone should probably even be in the person's pocket. But because the person wants you to know that I have upgraded, they flash the phone in your face. And all these things is as a result of comparison. Everybody has upgraded, you want to upgrade. Right? You need to understand that impulse spending would always chase validation. But intentional spending is you asking yourself, what problem does this solve? If you move from iPhone 16 to iPhone 17, what problem does it solve for you? If you move now from iPhone 12 to iPhone 13, what problem does it solve for you? How is that problem bringing money back to you when you solve it? So it's not iPhone 17 has better camera than iPhone 15. That's why. That is not the problem we're talking about. We're not talking about solving problem or better camera. It's not better camera or solving problem for. We're talking about problems solved that will bring back income for you. If you're somebody who is working as a creative, for example, and you tell me, oh, there's a future in this other phone that I need for my business, then that's quite understandable. Then you can say, okay, I want to move from this phone to that phone because I need it for my business, and of course, your business brings incomes to you. But not that you're upgrading just because every other person has upgraded, which is the issue with a lot of us. We are upgrading because the other people have. Oh, really? iPhone 17 is out. Everybody is carrying it, and it all comes from, some people have actually low self-esteem. All these things all stem from emotional and traumatic past experiences. A lot of us are walking trauma. Our money trauma is off the roof, right? It's off the roof. The comparison, what's the word? It's as if we're in a season of comparison. You go on social media, there's nothing that annoys me a lot that, they go on social media and they say, how much does your glasses worth? This one is $10,000. This one is, that's stupidity. Unnecessary comparison. And that's what is moving a lot of people who are not emotionally strong to begin to feel like they're not worth enough. And sometimes all those things are even fake. Right? So before you upgrade, before you think that you need to start using an iPhone 17, ask yourself, what problem will it solve for you? If you're not doing anything with your iPhone 11, then how do you think iPhone 17 will automatically start making you money? Your money phone does not make you money, but you want to be upgrading it every year. Why? Why? Ask yourself, what problem does it solve? Number 5 is family emergencies without boundaries. Family emergencies without boundaries. Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac. Mr. Isaac says, we hardly ever touch the features these phones provide. Exactly. We don't touch them. We don't use half of the features the phones provide, but we're upgrading every year. Spending money we're not even supposed to. We've not even finished using the ones we have. We're going for higher ones. If the phone does not have issue, the phone did not give you problems, why? Why are you stressing yourself? Why are you stressing your life? Think about it. Think about it. And yes, I have another comment here that says, yeah, even better camera is not like your professional photographer. Exactly. So most times we don't even use we never use the full functions of the upgraded phones. We never use them. We don't. We don't. So we need to hold ourselves. We need to hold ourselves. Thank God. Thank God you didn't go for it, man. Thank God you didn't go for it. If the phone is not making you money, you have no reason to upgrade it. Honestly. If the phone is not making you money, there's no need. There's no reason. There's no reason. Keep it where it is. Use what you have. Use what you have. You've not maximized the features of 13. You want to go to 17. You've not finished the features of 11. You already want 13. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. So the next is family emergencies without boundaries. As Africans, right? We rely on each other a lot. African families rely on each other. And it's beautiful. Very beautiful. It's a beautiful thing, a beautiful culture that we all share as Africans. We look out for each other. Okay? And it's good. But it becomes a problem when you do this without limits. When you don't have limits, when you don't have boundaries for family reliance, it becomes a problem. It means you're going to be giving emotionally. It means you will sacrifice your stability. And because of that, you're going to also feel guilty saying no. So you must put boundaries. Even when family is involved, there must be boundaries. There are people who feel like, when it's family, nothing. There shouldn't be boundaries when it's family. You will be jeopardizing your financial life. There are people that they have not grown today because of family. Yes. There's a certain young man I told you earlier on, one of the issues that kept him down, 3 years his business didn't grow because he wanted to please his family. And you see, family expectations move from expectations to pleasing. It moves from needs to just them wanting you to do what they want when you want it. It moves from needs to entitlements. They become so entitled that, oh, they just want you to do it because they want it. And at that point, they don't even care where the money is coming from. Right? So you need to look at intentional spending as you planning the generosity that you give, even to family. You need to plan your generosity in a way that it doesn't self-destruct you. A lot of us have been burnt, have been self-destructed because of generosity, not to other people, but even to our own families. Extended family, every here and there. You turn, they drag you here. As somebody told me that she gets scared when her salary is coming. Why? Because she knows that as the salary is coming, they are milking her from different angles. As the salary is coming, different people are, if it's as if they know when it will come, they start sending in their requests. The request starts coming in. They start trickling in. Some people start coming before. They book ahead of time. Remember me, oh, you must plan generosity. You must plan it. You must plan generosity. If you don't plan it, people will take advantage of you. They will know that you can't say no. They will know that you will always give, no matter when they ask, they will always come. They will know that even if they ask for 20, you might give them 10. So they will increase the threshold. So instead of asking for 20, they'll ask for 40, you will drop down to 20. If you can't say no, it's a problem. It's a problem when you can't say no. You must learn to say no. You must learn to say no. Right? You must learn to say no. You must learn to begin to manage your money in a way that would benefit your financial future. And that's one of the reasons why we've brought out the Money Management 101 course. So come the 23rd day of this month to the 25th, right? We're going to be having the 22nd to 25th. We're going to be having the Money Management 101. So sorry, 23rd to 25th. Yes, that's 3 days. We're also having the Money Management 101 course. And in that course, we're going to be teaching you better how to emotionally regulate yourself when it comes to managing your money. It takes two things for you to manage your money well: discipline and emotions control. And that's what a lot of us lack. We lack discipline and emotions control. See, discipline is you telling yourself, right? Discipline is you telling yourself that what I'm going to budget for family is this amount, and I'm going to stick to it no matter what happens. That's discipline. That's discipline. Discipline is making sure that your yes is your yes and your no is your no. So for a lot of us, that's something we lack. Right? We need to get to that point when our yes is our yes, our no is our no. That's the only way you can stick to a budget. So come join the Money Management 101 course. You need to understand how to begin to manage your money better. Because the truth is, if you can't not manage what you have, you will not grow. You won't grow. Right? If you can't manage what you have, you can't invest. Anyway, let's move on. Let's look at how to control, money impulses. Let's look at some practical ways that we can begin to control money impulses. What are those practical ways that we can control money impulses, right? The first thing, the number one way we can control money impulses is by separating our money by purpose. Separate your money by purpose. Right? Separate it by purpose. Separate accounts, separate things for different things. When you have savings, you have your bills, you have money for spending on different things. Everything is sitting together in one account. Your impulse will always win. You might even tell yourself, okay, at least every month, because you need to give a little bit, to that part of you that wants to have fun. You tell yourself, every month, I'm going to dedicate 10,000, 20,000 for fun, and you leave it in the same account with your savings, with your bills, every other thing, that 10,000 for fun might turn into 50,000. Your impulse will always win when you project, when you expose yourself to temptations. When you separate your account for different things, have a savings account, right? Have an account for spending, have an account for bills, for different things, you're reducing temptation. Number two is to create a cooling off rule. So before buying essentials, learn to sleep over it. Your cooling off rule could be for 24 hours, it could be for 48 hours. Wait between 24 to 48 hours, right? Because the truth is, most impulses feed with time. Just give it time. Impulses feed on urgency. They feed on urgency. So the moment you take away that urgency and delay, they will fade. Right? Number three is decide your non-negotiables. That is what part of what I was responding to this morning in cohort 2 of the Money Click program. Right? I'm saying you need to decide your non-negotiables. What are your non-negotiables in life? Yes, I'll quickly go back to number one, where I talked about separating money, because I just saw a comment. Separating your money by purpose, you can use the envelope method. You mustn't really do it with different accounts. If you don't want, withdraw them, put it in different envelopes. The envelope method works. It works like magic, honestly. That's the truth, right? So we move on. We move on to number three. Decide your non-negotiables. Now, what are they? What can it be? What can be your non-negotiables? You can tell yourself, I don't borrow to attend events. You can tell yourself, I don't spend emergency savings on enjoyment. You can tell yourself, I don't buy unplanned ashwebi. These things can become your non-negotiables. You must define them now. So somebody tells you, there's this wedding in 2 weeks' time, please, there's a ashwebi, please. I know it's late, but you have to come and buy. You must be ready to say, please, I know, I understand, but I didn't budget for it, so I can't be a part of it. Why? Because your non-negotiable is you don't buy unplanned ashwebi. So because you didn't plan it, you don't buy it. Oh, there's one event that is happening. Somebody once told me that there's a conference she wanted to attend, right? She's a lecturer, and she wanted to attend the conference abroad. And she said she wanted to borrow money to attend the conference. And I asked her, this conference, will it bring money back into your pockets? Right? Even though this conference might boost your CV that, you've attended conferences like this and that, but what's the direct causal effect to your finances? Is there any way that this conference can impact you in the immediate term to repay the loan that you're going to take to embark on that journey? And she said no. So why are you borrowing money to fly from here to Europe to attend the conference? Why? It's because your non-negotiables does not include it. So you must include not borrowing for different events as part of your non-negotiables. Define it. All right? Define it. One thing you need to understand is that rules remove emotional negotiations. Make it a rule for yourself. Make it a rule for yourself that I don't borrow. I don't borrow to attend events. I don't borrow for things that don't bring back money to me. Make it a rule for yourself. Tell yourself, I don't spend emergency savings on enjoyment. Enjoyment is not an emergency. Make it a rule for yourself. I don't buy unplanned ashwebi. Make it a rule for yourself. I don't give what I didn't plan for. Make it a rule. Rules would always remove emotional negotiations. Number 4 is budget for enjoyment. Did that one shock you? Yes, budget for enjoyment. We're looking at number 4 of how to control money impulses. Part of how you control your money impulses is by budgeting for enjoyment. It's not by starving yourself from it completely. The thing is, enjoyment is not the enemy. Unplanned enjoyment is the enemy, is the problem. The problem is not enjoyment, it is the unplanned enjoyment. It is that one that somebody just call you after this evening and say, well, let's meet somewhere now. Let's go have a few drinks. You didn't plan for it and you go. That's the problem. But if you had planned that at the end of by this weekend, you're going to go out to go and have fun, you've budgeted for it, well, fine and good. So you need to plan everything. Everything has to be planned monetarily. You need to plan your outings. You need to plan your celebrations. You need to plan the small treats you're going to give to yourself. Right? And the reason is so that fun does not sabotage your progress. See, there is a part of us that we must always satisfy. And that part of us is the fun part of us. Yes, Valentine is coming. Did you plan for it? Right? There are people talking about Valentine. There are people in this season that will spend money that they didn't plan to spend just because somebody will come up and say, look at what my husband got me. So and so another husband somewhere will now go and buy things that he can't not afford just because of comparison. Just because of comparison. Right? So we need to plan all the enjoyment. You need to plan this Valentine that is coming. You need to plan how much you want to spend for gifts for yourselves. Before this Valentine had come, weeks ago, my wife and I, at the beginning of, before this month started, we had already budgeted how much we will spend on Valentine for each other. This is how much we will spend for gifts. We'll budget it. And it has to be equal. So, but whatever we decide to play around with and buy, it's our business, different person's business. All right? But it has to be planned. You must plan it. Number 5 is reduce exposure. Reduce exposure. You need to reduce the temptation. When I mean reduce exposure, I mean reduce temptation. Reduce temptation. Right? Unfollow pages that will trigger that comparison in you. Maybe you follow that page that they always interview people that will say, my glasses is worth 10,000. My shirt is worth 15,000. This one is what everything I'm wearing is worth 3.5 million. You're always following people like that, and you know it always triggers something in you. Unfollow them. Unfollow them. Stop exposing yourself to the same temptation that you should be running from. Right? Also limit your time in circles that spend heavily. You know, there are people that once they call you, we are hanging out, let's meet somewhere. The kind of money you will spend, you won't even understand it. Limit yourself from those kind of circles. Limit yourself from them. You don't fight temptation by willpower. Part of how we fight temptation is by reducing exposure. You're not going to say that, you're going to fight sin. They'll tell in church, please stay away from sin. Then you'll fight sin by willpower alone. You need to fight sin by reducing exposure. Right? They say, people should not be adulterous. You're not now going to go and expose yourself in a way that will tempt you. And then you're now hoping on your willpower to get away from it. Reduce exposure. That's the first way. Reduce exposure. Limit the time you spend with certain people you know very well are going to lead you to spending. Don't tell yourself, no, when I get there, I'm only good. Don't even say that you've learned to set spending limits. If I go there, I will only spend 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000. That's what I have for it. No, you will be sure that even if on the first day you manage to go only within your means, another day will come and you go beyond your means. Because peers can influence you, no matter how hard you. Peers can influence you. Before you know it, they start saying certain things that will get to you, and those things will lead you to break your limits. That limit you set for 50, 100, you will break it. So that only you do pass, Mrs. Budget. You can even tell them about this, not only Mrs. Budget or Mr. Budget, or she budgeter. All of us here, we don't budget now. You're the only one who budgets. That you will not come and tell us that this is the only thing that you can bring. What's that supposed to mean? Limit yourself from such circles. Take yourself out of it. Take yourself out of it. Don't carry your hand, go put inside temptation. Then begin to look for willpower to save you. Yeah? It's just like putting yourself in a position that you know can lead you to adultery as a married person. You start looking for the Holy Spirit to help you. In that situation, Holy Spirit will run and leave you alone. So you need to avoid exposure. That's number one. Avoid exposure. Right? All right. So number 6 is to use systems. Systems will save you, not motivation. What kind of systems are we looking at? Automated savings. Don't tell yourself that, that you're so disciplined now, that you know that you were not disciplined before, but now you become so disciplined that the money can stay in one account, you can manage it. Move the money away. Make it automatic. Don't give yourself put yourself in the position to begin to negotiate. Should I touch this savings? Should I not? Move it away. Move it away. Right? Automate your savings. Plan your weekly spending. Put limits on your weekly spending. If you know you spend too much on a daily basis, put limits on your daily spending. On your bank app, put limits. If you know that from your budget, what you need every day from your budget is probably you need 10,000 or you need 5,000, put a spending limit on that. On that account that you use for your daily spending, put a limit on it. If you know that you can always be tempted to go to your savings and pull out money, put the money in an account that you know you can easily go. Put this in an account that doesn't even have any cards, debit cards. Put it in an account that maybe the bank is even far away from you. So you know that no temptation. Before the temptation go push you to withdraw money from there, you must have stayed 24 to 48 hours to think about it. Your head would have cleared. And you won't yield to that impulse. Another system that you can adopt is the cash envelope method. That cash envelope method will save your life, literally. Right? Because when systems exist, discipline emerges automatically. I've said this over and over again. When systems exist, discipline becomes automatic. It becomes automatic. Right? So we need systems if we must make intentional spending easier. You must put yourself in a system. Stop arguing with yourself. Stop feeling guilty either. Stop reacting. Right? You need to understand that what protects you is structure. What protects you on a stressful day is structure. What will protect you on emotional moments is structure. What will protect you on pressure-filled situations is structure. So what structure are you creating around your finances? Discipline is not forced. It flows from structure. So you must develop structure for your money. Right? And that's also part of the reason why we have the Money Click program. It was built for people who want to improve their financial lives. People who want to become and draw closer day by day to their financial goals. The Money Click program is where you're going to learn emotions control and social spending as regards money. It's a place where you begin to learn to handle family pressure wisely. There's a particular course rolled out in the Money Click program towards the mid of the year called Healing from Financial Trauma, and it's a course everybody must be a part of. The Money Click program is a place where you learn to enjoy life without debts. Nothing is as sweet in this life like becoming debt-free. Trust me, ask me, I'll tell you. When you're debt-free, that's the best place you can be. See, financial peace, you will not experience it until you become 100% debt-free. 100%. Right? The Money Click program is where we teach you to build those systems that enforce intentions. It's a whole 1-year program. 1 year. And in that 1 year, you would ask yourself where you have been all the years before it. The Money Click program, you also get the awareness to begin to raise children with healthy money habits. Because at the end of the day, right, we are impacting the next generation. So when you learn to handle money in a better way, Indirectly, you're teaching your children to handle money in a better way because you are the blueprint that they will adopt. So you need to learn to begin to live on purpose. Your money should have purpose. See, impulse spending would always ask you, how do I feel right now? Right? How do you feel right now? You ask yourself, how do I feel right now? But you see, when you begin to spend intentionally, you begin to ask yourself, what kind of life am I building? Because you now have a purpose. There's a course we hold in the Money Click program, which is open to other people that we just finished. We call it Mastering Self-Discipline. For those who are going to join us in the March cohort, we're going to have that course again in the month of March, right? And again, we're going to be teaching you how to become disciplined and how to create a purpose for yourself. So you need to ask yourself, what kind of life am I building? That question would push you more towards your purpose. Because in a culture that is full of pressure, intention is not optional. I say again, in a culture that is full of pressure, intention is not optional. If you make intention optional, now you go cry pass. If you make intention optional, you will keep spending without limits. Intention in a culture full of pressure is protection. That's what it is. It is protection. And that's where we draw the curtain today for today's YouTube live that we also broadcasted on our Facebook, the Naira Academy Facebook as well for today. So this is where we ended for the day. If you have any questions, you can always throw them open. If you're not yet in the Money Click program, I don't know if there are people here who are not yet part of the Money Click program. The January cohort is closed. We're not taking in people anymore for the January cohort, but we have a new cohort starting in the month of March, right? And that cohort starts on the 22nd day of March. You are invited to be a part of it. It's an invitation that you're going to cherish for the rest of your life because it's an invitation that will change your money story. It's an invitation that will change how you manage money. It's an invitation that will come to change how you invest and how you begin to plan for your financial future. So thank you, and thank you, and thank you. Yes, your money should have purpose. Our money should have purpose. If you want to join the Money Click program and you're here, you could just reach out to us on any of the numbers that are showing on your screen. Reach out to us, send us a message, and we're going to respond to you with all the details. Or if you're here and you're not in the Money Click and you want to be a part of it, just say interested. Put interested in the comment section, and a member of the team is going to reach out to you with all the necessary details that you need to get you onboarded by March 22nd. So my name remains Chukwuemeka Onyineze. This is what we'll draw the curtain today. In the absence of questions, we'll draw the curtain today on this live session. Remember, we are here every week. We are here every week by 12 noon. We're always on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, on Wednesdays by 12 noon WAT, West African time, Nigerian time. We're here on YouTube by 12 noon also on Thursdays. It continues. Whether it's raining or the sun is shining or there's eclipse, whatever happens, you're sure that you will see us here. So thank you and thank you. See you next week again. All right. Have a lovely day ahead and bye-bye.
Guy, have fun now.
Omo, I'm not really fine. Do you know they paid me last week and right now I can't even boast up to 10,000 naira in my account?
Seriously?
Yes.
Did you budget?
Which one is budgeting? I'm not a politician.
That's when your money is missing like NEPA light.
But I didn't buy anything serious, shoes, bags, the thing that guys need now. And just like that, fiam, the money has disappeared.
But it's all these little things. That's why it's taking your money.
But what should I do?
See, you have to create a budget. You have to track your spending. You have to prioritize your needs over your wants. And you have to save before you spend, not the other way around.
So what you're trying to say that this money management thing is no child's play?
It's no child's play at all.
The Money Click is an annual financial literacy program to help you up your money game. The Money Click is not just about money, it's about mindset. So in the Money Click program, go beyond budgeting to rewire your thinking. to rewire your mindset, to change your thinking about income, to change your thinking about money management. So we'll help you grow your income, we'll help you manage it, we'll help you invest with confidence. Money is not just about what you know. Money is more about how you behave. And every day in the Money Click programs, what we'll try to do is to influence how you behave about money. This is not just financial education. This is financial transformation. I will hope to see you become a part of it. Thank you.